All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Brock. This is another week of my weekly stock picks. This is for the week of April 19th, 2021. Please give me a follow on Twitter at Don't Feed Bear, or give me a subscribe on my YouTube channel if you like the work that I'm doing. So for this past week, we had an interesting week. We keep on hitting new highs on the S&P 500. Interesting. But let's go ahead and take a look here at what the S&P 500 is. As you can see, I've gotten rid of the green boxes. Those seem to be out of play. But as you can see right now, we're kind of hitting the top of this range here. We could just keep going, but the indicators are saying that we're getting pushing a little too high. I like that we're above the cloud. That's always good. But as you can see, we're really high in the RSI. This seems like we're begging for it to come back down just for a little bit, even just for a little breather, a little dip, something like that. If we check out the weekly, let's see what that says. Weekly's looking strong as well. So as you can see, this just kind of started to go down and then it's pushing back up. So I could see it's going for a little bit longer, especially because of the triple Q chart. So let's go ahead and see how tech is doing. So tech, as we know, ran like crazy in 2020. This year's been a little mixed bag of results. So let's see that. As you can see here, it also is kind of high up. It's been pushing. It's kind of running similar to the S&P 500. However, if you look at the weekly, this is why I think tech's going to run a little bit more, is because right here we're about to have that bullish cross that comes up. This is trending to go up. We are getting kind of we're higher, we're getting lower. I we might push another 1, maybe 2 to 3, 4% on the triple Q. So just be a little careful out there. Right now we're going to push a little bit more, but don't just throw your whole account out there thinking that nothing bad will happen. We are due for a bit of a just a little breather, a little pullback, nothing too crazy. Okay, so that's my how I'm seeing the market right now. Two winners and losers. So Target, I introduced this I think about 3-4 weeks ago, and it has just steadily. I checked it out today, and just every week steadily gives about 1-2% increase. So if you bought in, when I first introduced this, you're in great shape, especially if you got a call. Microsoft, I introduced that last week, and boom, hit all 3 price targets. This was a great call. Very pleased with it. Was great. Congratulations to everybody who made some money. I don't know why. I can't seem to get JD right. Every time it has this. Again, it's not like I'm just throwing this out there for fun. It has the setup. But for whatever reason, it just doesn't want to go. So JD, almost minus 10%. Not looking great. Probably going to hit the cut loss soon. I don't know what's going on JD, but it's not looking good for it. So, all right, let's go into my stock picks of the week. So for my first stock picks, Taiwanese Semiconductor, Macy's, Tractor Supply Co., and Micron. So I want to give you a little bit of retail, with a little bit of big box for Tractor Supply Co. And then, of course, give you some Micron, some tech, and there with some chip manufacturing. And this one kind of has, Internet of Things type stuff that they do. So, as always, I give you the setups, the buy zone, the cut loss, the price targets that I'm looking at. I even show you the charts that I see and what I see and why I pick these, so that you can go ahead and go through them and see if you agree. If you don't, go ahead and shoot me a comment or a message, and let's discuss it. I could be wrong. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump into the first one, which is Taiwanese Semiconductor. So Taiwanese Semiconductor was on my list last week. And the reason I have it on this week is because it did exactly what I predicted it would do. Oh, let's take off the weekly. So it dropped right into my buy zone. So this is looking very good. What I'd like to see is it to make a jump next week, which I think it will. As you can see here, it had earnings. So, earnings can be a little unpredictable and people just jump out just because they're sell the news or whatever. And that looks like, because they had very good earnings, 19 point something% increase in profit. So that's fantastic. So I think this has another run in it, but long term, I don't like Taiwanese Semiconductor for a long term hold because American companies are trying to get away from using Taiwanese Semiconductor for chip manufacturing. They're looking, more to bring it all in house and vertically integrate. So, but yeah, let's see. Let's check out the indicators. Above the 200, starting to push above the cloud. I want to see this push up. So far, it's heading down a little. I can see, it kind of doing a little bit of this thing. So, I'm holding on to my position in Taiwanese Semiconductor until I see things getting worse. But I expect, next thing, if not next week, the week after, AMD and Nvidia, I believe, and Apple all report earnings. So that could be a big week for tech and just the overall, most of tech. So just something to keep an eye on. But I do like Taiwanese Semiconductor moving forward. I would like to see this go sideways and not down next week or even up. So let's see if we can get that. Okay, next up, Macy's. So as you know, retail had a huge report that is up like 10%, from COVID and all this stuff. And if you remember, let's take a history lesson here. If we look back here to March 2020, you could have bought Macy's at $4. It's now over at 16. You could, 4x your money. So that's what's kind of going on right now. That's why I'm telling everybody to pick up tech and EVs, because you're now in that cycle where you're buying everything super low, and in like maybe a year, it'll shoot up. So, but anyways, we're here to talk about Macy's. So Macy's, I think, jumps down here and bounces off this trendline support, and we can hit all-time highs in the near future. Indicators are showing strength. As you can see here, I really like this dip and kind of going sideways, and I think it's now ready to push up. All signs are, kind of showing that, it's ready, decreasing volume. We got a lot of good signs here for Macy's. I really like the chart. So I think this could be a really good winner in the future. I'm looking for all-time highs on this one. So if we can get dipped down to this trendline support, I will, I'll definitely jump in. So, all right, up next, Tractor Supply Co. If you guys remember, I did Tractor Supply Co. maybe 6 months ago, maybe longer, maybe less, but it did really well. And if you look at this chart, you can see why. I mean, look at this. This is a swing trader's dream. Buy here, sell here. Buy here, sell here. Buy here, sell here. It's great. So, anyways, it's on a 3-wave right now. I think it can dip a little bit more, but if you look at the indicators, it's looking pretty strong. I mean, the cloud's getting bigger. It crossed right over here, but it hasn't really shot up. You've got, your squeeze indicators blinking, and this looks ready to make, I don't know, but I like how the way it looks right now. I might just jump in Monday morning, and I want to see how it looks. If I get a nice little drop, I'll probably jump in. So this is looking strong. I like Tractor Supply Co. I think we're headed up on a wave 3. So, let's make a quick $20 and, be out. So, all right. And the last one is Micron. So I like Micron. I like the stuff they do. I've been wanting them to have a setup that I liked, and I finally got it. So, okay, events are turned on. So far, there's, a lot of buy ratings for Micron. As you can see here, this would be a great dip opportunity. If I would have presented this last week, this would be a great dip opportunity. You're kind of seeing that same trend if you look at AMD and some of the other ones, and Intel. You're kind of seeing that like dip and then it recovered. Well, Micron dipped a little bit later, so you're kind of seeing a kind of rotation between all these guys. Most of it went to NVIDIA because of that announcement of the chip that they're making in 3 years. I don't know why everybody overreacted to that, but it's good news. It's a new stream of income for them, new stream of business. But however, you can see here that it kind of dipped and it hasn't recovered yet. So this might be a really good spot to buy in at for Micron. So, and if you look at the chart, it's above. It's just barely crossed recently and dipped down. So this might be a great buying opportunity. It's really low on the RSI. I think it dips a little, it kind of continues a little bit more, then we can see it go up. So far, I like what I see at Micron to finish off wave 3. It might take a little time for it to get going, but I like this as not a long term, not a short term, but kind of like a midterm play. So maybe 2-3 months, this hits all the way up here to the 115. That's $25 jump right there. That's really good. So all right, let's go ahead and jump into my honorable mentions. So AMAT, do you know what AMAT does? They make all the machines that make this semiconductor chips. So this is a really interesting one. If you would have bought this back in October at $57, you would have tripled your money. How crazy, almost tripled your money. That's crazy. So, I mean, that's a great run. Look at this thing. It's wild. So right now it's kind of on dip. Everyone, kind of knows about it now, so it's kind of cooling off. So right about here is when, a lot of people like to start to buy in again. So I'd like to see it dip down. So we're probably another week or 2 away from, me putting this on as a stock pick because it hasn't hit kind of this box right here. I want to see it get right there just like Taiwanese Semiconductor did before I present it as a stock pick. So just something to keep an eye on. Okay. Lululemon. Lululemon got beat up pretty bad over the past couple of months. As you can see, it's mostly a downtrend, but it kind of broke this downtrend that was on right about, right there. So as you can see, it's pushing up. I do think that it's still going to dip one more time before it finally takes off. It's been kind of showing that it wants to do that. So, but this is one to keep your eye on. From 324 to a high of almost $400, that could be nice. If we can get this somewhere in the low 300s, man, $100 per share that we could make, that'd be fantastic. So I will be keeping an eye on this. I'll present it when it's ready, but it's not ready yet, or maybe it just takes off. Who knows? So. All right, next is Beyond Meat. So this is third week in a row it's been on here. Remember I told you guys that looks very interesting. I want to see it push. Uh-oh. It pushed. It went above this downtrend. Now, are we going to see something similar like we just saw with Lululemon where it's going to kind of push and then dip? I want to see what it does next. So I am not in on Beyond Meat yet but if you look at the indicators, because I'd really like to see it above the 200. This is kind of concerning, is that this keeps... it's getting smaller, but, and the RSI is super high, but look at all these red dots. Oh, man, that's pretty, and it's making me really, really want to buy a long-term call in Beyond Meat. But, we'll see. I need probably another week or two to make sure it's heading the right direction, not just, it's dead cat bounce. So we'll find out soon. Okay, and Apple. So Apple almost made it onto the list. I do think tech is going to run a little more, but... Apple's, look, that's pretty healthy right there. But it just tells you that, if this is, kind of, you got your, A, B, C pattern here, and then double bottomed, and then you're saying, okay, up for the 1, down for the 2. I'm waiting for these 120s to buy in. So if it does come down, I'll buy in here, and I'll wait and ride that wave 3 all the way to new all-time highs, wherever that would be at. So... right now it's getting into levels that are getting me interested into really keep an eye on, but it's not ready yet. It definitely isn't ready. So it could just, again, I think a lot of these will keep going. Like I said, I think Triple Q will go another 1 to 5%, and that should give you about 10-ish% on some other stocks. So this could push all the way to the 140s. If it does, great. I'll catch it when it comes down. So. But just, like I said, I'm expecting in the market a kind of a dip. We've been kind of going crazy. We've been hitting new all-time highs in the S&P 500 for 4 out of the last 7 days or something like that. That's pretty wild. So just something to keep your eye on. I think it still can keep going for a little bit more, but just be prepared. I'm starting to see some whispers of a dip. When that starts coming around, that's when you got more to go. So. All right, so those are my honorable mention. These are my stock picks of the week. If you have any questions, please, message me, leave a comment. I'm here to help. Every week, my stock picks are here. Let me know if you guys want to hear about something else, or there's a certain specific stock you want me to check out for you guys. And have a great week, and let's make some money. All right, take it easy, everybody. Okay.